Welcome, welcome, travelers. What's going on, guys? Alright, so Alpha, to start off our live tonight in Goblin Town. So I like to really clean my teeth with tea tree oil toothpicks. I find these very pleasing, not only in terms of how it tastes, but also the antiseptics of tea tree oil, right? So I kind of just like, after I eat, I use the tea tree oil chopstick, right? Make sure I get all the food, especially if I'm consuming carbs or sugars, right? The last thing you want is to infect or potentiate a cavity. So I'll use this. That's Alpha 1. Now, what do you do with a toothpick? You can chew on it and then spit it out and then use the tea tree oil to basically cleanse the mouth, right? That being said, I don't think I've done a Q&A on IG in a long time. So I think I might do a Q&A for a while. I have some time before my moon cycle training. I'm back on the hypertrophy training. You know how it is, guys. You know how they censor us. Or they try to censor us. Or so they say. But it doesn't matter, honestly. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Timmy, anime is gay? I mean, it's relative. There is gay anime. There's also straight anime. Just like there's gay TV shows and there's straight TV shows, right? What's the necklace? The necklace is an EMF pendant. So it's a hack. Yeah, I'm actually drinking some mate right now. I'm in a fast. I've been fasting all day. I broke my fast with some mangoes, and I'm back with the gourd. Yo, Nate, I work at a biohacking place, offers cryotherapy, red light. Would you do both daily? Yes, I would do both daily if you could. How do you maintain your hair healthy? You go through cycles. Like, you can leave it and it looks terrible, and then you take care of it. It's just a living organism, like your skin. Anyway, do we have some anime shreds, people? Then do some Q&A. Typical fast routine every week? Well, it really depends. Like, when I started anime shreds in May, I went on the way of the merchant and like heavily fasted, no training, no workout. And I went from like almost 220 pounds to like 178 in a couple months, and it looked super shredded. Probably the leanest I've ever been. Now, I did a lot of fasting, but it was mainly working, right? A lot of walking, but it worked. Now I'm back on the way of the builder, and I'm actually training hypertrophy, reintroducing carbohydrates, right? And I'm going to be launching a series called Biohacking Chronicles, basically like a distillation on a daily basis where people can kind of follow along what I'm currently doing, which right now is the way of the builder. What is your weight? I don't know right now, to be honest. I don't really weigh myself. In your school, 10 out of 10. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're in it. We're going to start the 70-day challenge very soon, guys. And there's going to be a lot of prizes, so announcements are coming soon. What's my height? I'm over 6 foot. Do you use eyeliner? No. These are methylene blue eye drops that I have. It's more like antiseptic, cleansing my eyes, pineal activation, staring at it in the morning and at night. That's why my eyes are blue. But I don't use eyeliner. I think eyeliner is the chemicals are super toxic, just like makeup. How can I join your school? Just click the link in the bio. But I'm going on the way to builder right now, guys, by the way. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty gnarly. How do you get rid of stretch marks? I actually may do a post in Anime Shreds soon. There's 2 herbs you can use. But the best way, like just a free tip I could give you, is understanding that you replicate yourself, right? And stretch marks can basically become like dead skin that you can basically exfoliate, right? So the idea is to exfoliate as much as possible, but then exfoliate as well with oil so you kind of hydrate the skin. How do you get healthier hair? The same things that you do to get healthier skin. Make sure it's a living organism. Take care of it. First thing I would tell everybody is to get a shower filter. Guys, if we have some good questions, I may stay on for a while. Also, guys, for the Anime Shreds members, the studio is almost ready. So, like, the workouts are going to be coming out live. Like, do it along with me. That being said, school, kind of crazy, right? I had no idea about the school games. Nothing. Everything just kind of happened really fast. I've just been focusing on the growth of the community, my own personal growth and development. And, yeah, just now giving back till the next season, which we shall find out what it is. What are the eye drops called, brother? Dr. Blue, ask him. What are some unorthodox healthy tips? Do the opposite of what the white ivory tower, decentralized medicine tells you to do. But that's not health advice, that's just common sense. Got him! Do you use argan oil for your hair? Not often because it's too thick, in my opinion. But it's good. It's I think it's good if you're going to do it like overnight, right? And you're going to cover it and then find a way to cleanse it the next morning, right? Because if not, it's going to be a little bit gooky. Embody Peak. If you want to go live with me, I'm down to chop it up. For everybody, this guy knows a few things that he drops in Anime Shreds. How old are you and your bro? Age in Chronos time is completely irrelevant. And I have posted about it, so you can look it up. Project X is coming out very soon, guys. I've been working on it for over a year. Mateo Flows, yeah. What's up, Bill? Billy. Guys, all I gotta say is wake up. In every sense and every matter, because the truth is, once you dial in your health, right, and you can do all the free stuff first, you get a good baseline through self-discipline, then you can start achieving other stuff. That's how I see it. I've been around the block. About to be decked out samurai? Yeah, I might do a clothing line. Should be cool. Supplements or raw foods for nutrients? Both. Thoughts on weed? I think cannabis, it's a dilemma, right? Because like anything, it can be good or bad. Issues right now, most of it's been bastardized, right? High levels of chemicals. But not only that, it's like the Rastafarian once said, he's like, the bastardization of the ganja in the last few decades has left him like mind struck, because he's like, back in the day, we would grow it ourselves, 5% THC, 7% THC, then a lot of CBD, right? Organic. That's completely different than some guy like mass producing at high levels and you getting it laced and it. No, you don't. It's just like tobacco, like growing organic tobacco yourself and smoking it once in a while. Now, you do have to mitigate oxidative stress that can occur through smoking, right? You can do that through mullein tincture. You can do that through sea moss. You can do that through a plethora of ways. The idea is, if you're going to do it, make sure that it's not laced with ingredients, right? Because ironically, think about it. You eat healthy, you take care of yourself, and then you're smoking stuff that's terrible for you. You're addicted on it. It's giving you dopamine hits, and you don't know how to get off of it, right? And then you listen to people that say it's good, and then you listen to people that say it's bad. But deep down inside, you know, you're just running away from what you're supposed to do. And we all are in our own ways. The fits are fire? Yes, sir. Japanese. Thoughts on testosterone levels dropping? I mean, it's definitely plummeting. And people have foresaw it. People, they call them foreseers or future seers, or people that perhaps even dictate the future. Hence, they then propagate them saying, oh, it's going to occur when it's already planned out, right? If you know, you know. Like, biohacking is cool. And then you start leveling up in biohacking, and you realize it correlates with so many other things, and it makes it more fun. How to get taller? Getting taller is, it's a multiple things. It's a dynamic lifestyle, understanding that you're super compressed, right? Your 33 vertebrae are super compressed, and you can decompress yourself, right? And it's understanding how much hypertrophy training you're doing during your sessions, right? Then how much sedentary lifestyle you have, and how much is compacting your body and your torso, right? And that over time can shorten people. And I've grown 1.5 inches, 2 inches, right? But it's a lifestyle. And then it's dynamic stretching, it's loosening up certain muscles, right? There's a lot of techniques, but it's definitely possible for everybody to grow 1 to 3 inches, in my opinion. You can also do that through like fasting, if you can boost certain things that we have been unfortunately not been able to tap into, just like metabolic flexibility, because of certain lifestyle habits that we've adopted as modern humans. Interesting. You know what's an interesting dilemma? Correlations, hindsights, look in retrospect. It's the correlation with technology and obesity. Do your research. Do your research in terms of the statistics, right? The percent of when there's a big company, technological company, in whatever area, rural, maybe a city, and then over the years, when the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, the level of obesity, right? And illnesses and stuff that occurs. I think in econ they call it tripwire. Got him. Censored. That's what they do, guys. That's why you gotta go to decentralized platforms. Yeah. And for people wondering what I'm drinking right now, it's just the shredder gourd. It's organic loose leaf tea, right? Because ideally you want to avoid every sort of microplastic. Think about how funny it is, right? Well, it's funny because you don't want to be sad. That's how you look at it. It's kind of like you get organic chicken, organic ingredients, and then you zap it in the microwave. Same thing with tea. You get organic tea, and then you put it in these bleached bags, right? And then you heat it up, and you're drinking thousands of nanoplastics, right? And then you got polyester rubbing your testicles. And then we're asking ourselves why testosterone is going down. So I kind of do loose leaf tea just in an empty vessel. Do my potions according to the design or the strategy I'm trying to do. And yeah, just drink loose leaf tea inside the shredder gourd. Do you have makeup? No, I don't have makeup. No, guys, I don't have makeup on. I already said it's methylene blue eye drops. How to stop doom scrolling, Sensei? First of all, you have to understand where the idea behind blue light for technologies came from. It's a very interesting story. So we have to first of all look at the rectangular technologies that we currently have, and then work in retrospect and in hindsight, and see where the causation in the genesis of the problem began. Very easy. We're in our phones right now, right? We're communicating. It's projecting blue light. But before that, we had the laptops, then the TVs, and then the older TVs. But the inception of the blue light was from the casinos, the slots that kept people addicted. When they understood that, they realized that, hey, dopamine, we shut all the lights, right? Natural lights, we put them in a room, give them alcohol, give them blue light, and we got ourselves some NPCs hitting those credit cards. It's true. Like it's crazy, but it's true. So the same way, the first thing you could do is automatically turn off the blue light in your screen, right? Like triple click it, red light, or blue light blockers. But you get rid of the blue light. That's the first thing of how not to get addicted. And then set restrictions. Mastic gum, yes, mastic gum, mewing, all that works, guys. Yeah. Look smacking works, guys. Do you even mew, bro? What's up with the school games? Yeah, there was an ad. I won the school games. I didn't know what school games won, but I figured I won. But honestly, it's kind of cool. Like, the fact that anime shreds, like a lot of people like the whole concept of fitness, anime and fitness. It's very cool. And there's a lot of new plans and designs, a lot of things that are going to occur. Project X is one of them, occurring in October. Looking forward to it. And then new modules and like new live trainings and workouts, flexibility, mobility, looks maxing, all that cool, cute stuff for all the hedonistic barbarians out there in the meta. How's the bulking going? Sai, it's going good, man. Very good. 7-day drip. Yeah. So Lazar, the 7-day calendar is going to drop once. It's kind of going to be, because you already saw it season 1, so there's going to be an epilogue, and I think there's a video dropping tomorrow that's being edited. But it's basically going to explain like the whole gamification aspect of it in terms of like rewards, systems, all that. So there's going to be like a week like period before it, and then the games are going to begin. Peppermint oil, yeah, that's what I'm currently breathing. That's been a game changer for workouts. I'm feeling good, guys. All I'm gonna say is, people are like, can't go 2-3 weeks without working out, and then they look in a terrible physique. You gotta say, what are they doing wrong, right? Like, not optimized. Yeah, bro, let's go on a trip. Oh no, bro, there's no gyms there. I can't package my Tupperware chicken and my rice. There's no microwaves? Damn. The first thing I do in the morning, not look at my phone. Break Play-Doh during fat loss? I have no idea what you're trying to convey. Supplements? I do take supplements. And one of my favorite stacks in combination that I actually utilized when I was in fasted states was reverse engineering muscle protein synthesis, in which amino acids are crucial for the development of muscle protein synthesis. Leucine is one of those. HMB is a metabolite of leucine. So I combined HMB with creatine in my morning routines, usually with lemon and chlorophyll, because I didn't want to. The taste of HMB can sometimes be overpowering, but that combination of fasted state when I did my sun cycle training out in the sun, definitely noticed a lot of gains. And then creatine, all the benefits in terms of cognition, sleep, recovery, performance, I'm a huge advocate of it. And then I've taken time off of it for a couple months and I've noticed a difference. So yeah, that's a good stack. Creatine and HMB. How do you get a better jawline? You gotta train your jaw, eat hard food. There's drills that you gotta do. What I try to do is macro cycles and micro cycles. So if I go for my walks, you do your drills. When you're working on the computer, it's not just looking at yourself in the mirror and chewing. That's so dumb. It's a waste of time. Just kind of you stretch your shoulders or you stretch your back. But it works. If you know, you know. How you lean out without counting macros is called intuition. It's called going with the flow. But gym bros wouldn't know. And that's the truth. How long to become an alchemist with your biohacking? So I don't think you ever reach mastery. And if you do, you become conceited and ego kicks in real quick, right? And then it's downfall. So I think there's certain levels, but I think at the end of the day, you just gotta keep learning. What are the benefits of sniffing peppermint oil? So it's multiple things. First of all, it increases oxygenation. Second of all, it actually is shown to improve mood. Also, sometimes I'll infuse it with rosemary, which helps with cognition and memory. So yeah, I kind of do my infusions, and I'll usually tie it in with anchoring before my workouts. And those are great drills that you can implement before your training. Is bro doing coke? I've never done cocaine, brother. I just have more energy because I'm not botted with tap water and microwave food. Do you have a degree or self-taught? Doesn't really matter. How to be that attractive? Attractive is subjective. Thoughts on some questions, guys, are dang. Why do I ignore your stuff? To be honest, I'm just reading some questions, and some of them are either mistyped or they're just long, and I just get distracted. So, truth is, I'm a very busy person. I do want to implement some knowledge to some people if they ask the right questions, but I'm just kind of going through dumb questions for some people. Thoughts on air fryer? They're fantastic. They save time, especially if you use ceramic. Very healthy. Because you can literally prep time your meal anywhere from 1 minute to 5 minutes. I have the recipes in Anime Shreds. Pop it in the air fryer. Make sure it's ceramic. You don't want Teflon because if not, you have tons of microplastics and they basically kind of nerf you, right? All the brain fog, all the toxicity, all the inflammation, all the ADD, all the ADHD, all the labels. Do you use I haven't used cologne in years. It's poison. How to break bad habits? Substitute them with good habits that are high levels of dopamine and get yourself addicted to it. How do you do sun cycle in Canada in the winter? Inside, in your room with red light therapy. Thoughts on healing frequencies? They work. How do you whiten teeth? Ideally, like getting rid of anything that's toxic. So no tap water in the mouth, no toxic toothpaste in the mouth, and then using techniques like what I said before, tea tree oil, right? Cleansing your cavities, right? And then you do mouth pulling, and you put coconut oil, maybe a tea drop of tea tree oil, antiseptic, just like this toothpick, peppermint oil, and you swish your mouth, right? And then you spit it out. You make sure you have like a nice toothbrush in terms of it's not microplastics, that it's hard, that can exfoliate, right? Ideally, do this if you don't have sensitive teeth. Add a little baking soda plus the combination that I told you of coconut oil mixed with a drop of tea tree oil, and just brush your teeth, right? Make sure you brush your teeth with your consciously what you're doing with the right hand, then the left hand, right? Do both hands. And then that's usually what I brush my teeth with. Got him. Do you even brush your teeth, bro? Best deodorant? No deodorant. There's other techniques that you can do. One of them is like using chlorophyll. Cleanse the body. Stop taking terrible supplements and terrible foods and highly processed foods that make you smell terrible, right? Like, we all know the diets make people have terrible bowel movements at the gym. Usually the big guys, bloated. Mr. Belmar, I heard about, I have no idea, that question just went right by. How do you deal with high cortisol? You mitigate the spikes of cortisol. Reduce blue light. You can increase ashwagandha intake in the morning. Tincture liquid, that can help as well. Ideally, not a lot of caffeine right before your workout, or if you do it a little before. See how you react to it. If you react fine, then you're chilling. It's kind of just playing it and understanding your body. What's an alternative to cologne? Essential oils. I like to wear a lot of essential oils. What am I listening to? I'm listening to some Celtic music. Do you have braces? What? I have no idea. What are your thoughts on calisthenics? Fantastic. It's a great way to get in tune with your body. Understand your body. Train with your body. Be comfortable with your body, and then you pick up the weights. Yeah, guys, if you're using cologne, like, I don't want to bash, but I see, like, there's, like, a cologne guy or something. Like, poisoning everyone. Got him. I'm just kidding. Not gonna bash, but, like, ideally, like, high fragrance perfumes. Kind of bought it. But to each their own, like, you know what I'm saying? I just, every time I go by at a mall, a perfume store or something, I'm about to faint. That's when I wear my mask. Do you have braces? No, I've never had braces. And I don't have veneers. Thoughts on caffeine? It depends on the person, it depends on how you use it, it depends on how you take it, it depends on the purity of the caffeine. A great alternative, if you respond not well to caffeine, you can do things, alternatives like mate. If you don't like the bitter taste, you can do guayusa, nettle leaf. Take alternatives like matcha, even perizanthium. It's a great alternative. Do you have wisdom teeth? I do. I do have my wisdom teeth. Book recommendations. Book of Five Rings. Book of Five Rings, The Hobbit. Those are pretty good books. By the way, if you haven't watched Thoughts on Nicotine, nicotine, it's let's say we can talk about it another time. People in anime shreds already know my opinion on it, but it's a dual-edged sword, right? It has its pros and its cons, but its pros are very beneficial. And the reason is because I get into like the whole water thing and all that, but I don't want to talk about it on IG. Thoughts on flavored vape? Terrible for you. Thoughts on Lugol's iodine? Never heard of it. Thoughts on vitamin D supplementation? Ideally try to get the best from the sun first. My wife has no thyroid? What? How young are you? Huh. I don't know, I forgot. What is your to-go cheat meal? I really... my cheat meals are kind of healthy, but they're delicious. I just play by ear according to my training, my goals. Thoughts on Jordan Peterson? Very wise person. Do you take collagen? Yes. Hola, capo. ¿Qué tal? Tips on body, strong and talent. That went by too fast. Dang. How old are you? I've already posted my age. You just have to look into it. Something I just don't want to talk about. Like, it doesn't even matter. Hair growth remedy. Tap into 1 label ingredients, 2 label ingredients, 3 label ingredients, nothing too crazy. Tips on hair growth, like mine. Cut the dead ends, avoid stress, give it red light therapy, stimulate blood flow. A lot of hair, like you can do hair protocols where you can add like certain ingredients that you can leave on overnight, like masks, and then wash it off. But ideally, it's like, I don't wash my hair a lot with shampoo or conditioner. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty good. Thoughts on pharma? They're doing their thing. They've been doing their thing for a while. Who's your role model? I don't know. Can't teach an anime shreds? I mean, we're going to be having a section soon where we're going to be like trying to enroll senseis that are qualified. Is your role model the guy from 300 movie? No. But he did follow me on IG. If you know, you know. Homie saw the ads and he's like, if I got a Sparta remake movie, gotta train with Nate. Bruce Lee role model? For sure. He definitely has great philosophies. All I'm gonna say, guys, is warm water for the shreds. It works. Dang, that's what I did this. Do I meditate? Not really. Pull-ups, dips, push-ups, good building? Yes. 100%. Dave Asprey legit or no? I have no idea. Could you tell me about... Oh, that went by too quick. How to stop finger biting? Put some bitter stuff, like something that's going to taste terrible on the fingernails and you won't chew on them. And then put something in your mouth. That's red panang ginseng. I like ginseng, to be honest. I've noticed a difference on it. Best supplement for cognition? It's like a lifestyle, and then stacks. Circadian rhythm, resetting that properly, that works. Not having a lot of blue light in the room. How do you go from skinny to muscular? You gotta join anime shreds. If you know, you know. The way of the builder. Best supplement for fat loss, key ingredient? What? No chance. Key ingredient is sweat equity and becoming smart. Tips on how to get smaller waist? Yes. Stop doing a lot of hypertrophy training or sitting training where it's gonna put strain on your torso, right? Think about it. You're putting weight on your shoulder, right? You're squeezing it. You're sitting down or you're standing, but it's that constant tension. Then you're sitting at work, then you're laying in your bed. You may be stretching with bands, learning how to go fast walks. Yeah, you'll stretch out and you'll lean out for sure. What anime are you watching right now? What's an anime that I've watched recently that's been good? I've watched multiple, but there's a few I don't want to mention, like, online. I would say the Kaiju 8 was pretty good. I've watched. I don't want to get into it. Like I don't want to get into it because I watched it yesterday. It's a movie. Thoughts on 1 Minute Protocol? I've never heard of that. Tips on growing glutes? Train them. Body weight, bands, and then weights. Low weights, and then go increasing it. How do you get your eyes lighter? That's a great question. That is a very great question. But you can get them lighter. Thoughts on tanning? I think thoughts you have to be exposed to the sun for sure. How many hours do you sleep? For the way the builder is only sleeping 2 to 3 hours, and then up 2 days, and then sleeping 10 hours to 11 hours to 12 hours. Can you explain hand signs? Not really. What oils do you use in your hair? Multiple. I've already mentioned a few on the live. You can watch the replay. What's the best cloth for your skin? Well, as you can tell, I'm not wearing polyester. Mr. Belmar, advice to aid in poor eyesight. You gotta remove blue light, right? That's the key. And I've already addressed how to do it in the slide, so rewatch the replay. Also, training your eyes. Watching from long distance, like forward, short, up, down, right? Realizing where there's weaknesses and where there's strengths. Because I put the live today with Dr. John, and where my weakness was in correlation then with the cranial release, and then how it facilitated the strength and the energy and everything, and how it's all connected, right? So we have to rethink everything, in my opinion. Now, I do have better eyesight. I do have lighter eyes, and you can change it. It usually has to do with the diet, the environment, the stress, certain herbs, tonics, cleanses, juices, fasting, and you can get clearer eyes. Are you 6'5"? What? I'm not a giant. What do you eat for breakfast? I don't always eat breakfast. Usually I fast. Like today I fasted like the whole day, and I had some mango at like 7 or 8 p.m. So many questions. Dang. What music am I playing in the background? It's Celtic music. Data sets concerning epigenetics. Epigenetics trump genetics. Thoughts on eating after 12? Yes. Always cycle. Cycle when you break your fast, when you include the energy input. Don't let the body adapt. What am I drinking? I'm drinking the Shredder Gourd. My dude. My Anon dude. Thoughts on carnivore diet? I don't think there's just a one diet. I think you have to go cycling it. The carnivore diet definitely does help because you're just doing protein. Ideally fats as well, healthy fats, right? And cutting carbohydrates for a while, attaining metabolic flexibility. Like, that's the goal. Do you sleep with anything on? No. I sleep with a futon mat on the floor and a PMF mat, facing the east, ideally. Bro, how often do you fast? From May to like August, a lot. Like a lot. But I also wasn't training because I had hypothesis how much muscle can I retain and how shredded can I look without working out. So I kind of went to like full autophagy mode. Blood type could decipher your diet? Yeah, I think it's a good way to start for sure. Because it can give you like a blueprint and then you can start like playing and like sandbox it and then using process of elimination and seeing what works and what doesn't. What's the longest fast I've ever done? Almost 5 days. But I was also training in zone 2 training and I was getting really hungry. So I decided to break my fast with like a vitality bowl. Or like fruit, I don't remember. I really don't remember. But I was definitely in dojo mode. Do you do sauna and cold? Yeah, guys, you want to tap into heat and cold, for sure. Especially when you get fasted really fast and you understand the intrinsic fact of light and who we are in terms of like the light spectrum and actually being beings of light. And when you introduce cold into spectrum or into the equation, how it correlates with light. Is the Discord worth the money? I have no idea what you're talking about. Why should I sleep on the floor? You don't have to sleep on the floor. The reason I sleep on the floor is common sense. Common sense. Common sense. That isn't so common. Look at people's backs. Look at people's necks, hunched over. Look at what activities they do. They're sitting all day, hunched over on their screens, over their phone. At work, they go to the gym, they're on their phone. They're always doing pushing chest exercises, even becoming more hunched. They come back home, they're in it. And then they go and sit lay in a soft bed that even molds to their bad habits. And then they wonder why they have back problems. Well, I can tell you, you're going forward too much. Over long periods of time with chronic inflammation. Drum roll, please. Bro, what's my screen time? It always differs, but usually I have like blue light blockers. I just don't have them on right now because if I did, you guys, it would reflect the light in the background. Guys, don't sleep on the potions. I'm telling you. Fasted states, being in high levels of cold, but understanding that when one's in a state of autophagy, one tends to be inclined to be even more cold when the area or the environment is warm. So if you're suscepting yourself or exposing yourself to an environment like AC, right? You have to complement the gourd with certain herbs that are going to warm the body. Because the idea here is homeostasis. You're feeling cold? hence you must become warm. Very simple. You feeling too hot, you must become cold. Very simple. So I add things like ginger, things like cayenne into the gourd, and it will automatically warm me up, right? And then I can expose myself to cold if I want to tap into lipolysis. So those are all strategies that you can tap in on a daily basis that really, really maximize those anime level shreds. Face inflammation, totally. I had tons of face inflammation for years. Where are you living these days? Up in the mountains, but I travel. Is bad posture a myth? I mean, all you have to do is like walk around in society and look at people, and you tell me if it's a myth. What's your sleep schedule? It always changes. I'm not bound by Chronos. Neither should you. Actually, like the last week and a half, 2 weeks, I've like trying like a new medieval like sleeping technique where it's kind of like you sleep for a few hours, you wake up with no alarm, you're up for like an hour. I kind of do like a detox bath, sauna, stretching, and then I go back to sleep for another 2-3 hours, and then I feel super recharged. And they actually did that back in the day a lot. But they would eat, but I don't want to be eating, right? Because the idea is still to let the body rest as well, not working with digestion all the time. Arthurus, let's go. I don't even know who you are, bro. Tips on building strong mentality, manifesting. Don't manifest. Develop discipline. Do you use a pillow? Not really. I usually use a pillow under my knees to elevate my knees. How would I allocate $100 a week on food? Well, ideally, if you want to like get lean, it's getting more bang for your buck. So you might want to go online, and the food that you're going to order in terms of carbohydrates, maybe order in a big bunch, right? In a big bundle. Get a better deal. Whether it's your jasmine rice, whether it's white rice noodles that are organic, gluten-free, right? The idea is it could be sourdough, and then you can freeze it. You can do a batch like that, and you can get your carbs that way. And then the proteins, get it from a farm, get it organic. You can get eggs for super inexpensive, make all kinds of meals with it. You can get ground beef, ground bison for relatively inexpensive. Like if you really start adding up the numbers and then you see the inflation of fast food, right? It's more or less the same price. Like people are like, I can't eat healthy. I'm like, what? Like the amount of snacks, the amount of things you're drinking, the latte, all that goes adding up. You're probably spending more because you're addicted to the food, hence you have to keep going back and back and back. You don't feel satiated. So you tell me what diet is not optimal in terms of being broke. But I told you some tips. That's what I would do. Do you eat any fast food? Not really. Bro, you got any YouTube channel? I do. I have a Mr. Belmar. How to get rid of diabetes? That's a long one. Basics. Where do you buy your clothing? Japan. Some clothing, sometimes the States, but like what I'm wearing right now, Japan. How to get taller? Already covered it in this live. Do you eat Chipotle? No. I mean, like if I was like desperate and there's nothing to eat, that was not like the worst alternative, but no, I don't. Talk about central bank digital currency, maybe on another live, but definitely have my take on it. Precautions for grounding, things to avoid. Yeah, the things you want to avoid is conventional stuff on the floor that can be toxic, right? Like glyphosate. Like if you're going to a park and you see they're spraying tons of stuff, ideally you don't want to be putting your feet there. Like that's just the truth, right? So PMF mat or have your own little yard or place where you can ground. But that's one thing I'd kind of be weary of. And then maybe, like, dog poop or something. Am I gay? No. I do not have sexual fondness for the male genitalia. You and Luke are fire. Thank you. Thoughts on Diddy? We call him... I mean, I already knew about that for such a long time. Like, yeah. It's honeypots, guys. Classic. 101. Art of War. Sun Tzu. It's just funny. Because then you see all the celebrities that went, and you're like, dang. Kind of expected. But whatever. Teach their own. Crazy. Baby oil. Instead of baby oil with all the toxic chemicals, they should have done coconut oil. At least been healthy when doing their naughty things. That's just comedy, though, in my opinion. Like, you don't see that coming, bro? Like, you don't think they're gonna have cameras? Come on. How to biohack with social norms in school? I mean, you don't live in school the whole time. If there's tons of LED lights, wear blue light blockers, EMF boxers, right? Especially if you're gonna have your phone blasting on you. You can wear, if they let you wear caps, right? I had my cap, EMF hat, EMF shirts, pants, like, you name it. Tip for glowing skin: do the opposite of what everybody is doing. Put this makeup on. Put this toxic powder on your skin. And then you see all these, like, ladies with, like, different tones of, like, skin with the neck, because you're like, they just cake their face. And I get it, like, for camera, if you don't want to have your face shiny, but, like, it's toxic for the skin. Do you believe Korean skincare? Yeah, I feel like Korean skincare, they know what they're doing, for sure. What is that necklace? EMF. Pendant. How does skinny bulk? Wave the builder. ¿Qué le pones al mate? Bueno, te lo voy a explicar. Y te lo voy a explicar en castellano. Porque generalmente la gente se queja que siempre necesita hablar en inglés. Ahora mismo estoy haciendo solo yerba mate. Pero honestamente, si quiero perder peso, hago yerba mate. Generalmente guayusa. Le pongo jengibre. Y generalmente, y también quizás en tema de los antioxidantes y todo eso, y quizás darle un poco de sabor, naranja. Yeah, the Belmars aren't from Argentina, they said. Listening to all the goblins, they said. It's just the parodies of life. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. Yeah, bro, the Belmar Bros are American, bro. I saw a tweet, bro. Guys. Use your brain. Use your brain. And then use your body and work out. And congratulations, Argentina, for winning. And going into stadium was crazy. Actually, now that we're at this, like, why not tell this great story? So, crazy story. We're in there chilling, like, in the middle of everything. Everything's chaotic. They have everything closed, everything fenced, right? People are getting angry. You got both teams, like, arguing, or both countries arguing. You're in the middle of it. I'm with my Japanese geta, trying not to step on anyone. And we're working our way toward the fence. We almost got into several altercations. Because things got heated. But then they, like, shut the gates and things got out of hand. And then there's a lady and she had a baby right? And we're like, okay, the lady has to get out, so we kind of like convinced security, put her through the gate. And after a while, like things got out of hand, especially when people started hearing that people started jumping over the fence, right? Like people started pushing each other, like people were smashing against the fence. The fences fell, right? And like they're not showing that in the media and everything. And they're like holding onto a fence, trying to step on an old lady, right, on her head. And people like trampling on each other. People are like crying, and I'm like trying to show the guy like, oh, I have a ticket. He's like, I don't care, and he like moves me with, and he's like with a gun, and me and Luke are like, this is crazy. And then we keep going. We're like, okay, we have to find our seats because people are losing their seats, right? Like people pay thousands of dollars, are flying across the world and lose their access to watch this game. And then I get lost or like tracked from Luke. Luke goes down, and there's a guy sitting in his seat, and he's like, hey, Luke Belmar. And Luke's like, bro, you're in my seat. He's like, Luke. And he's like, bro, you want to take a photo? He's like, yeah, I'll take a photo, but leave. Then the guy left, and people like getting in fights. It was just craziness. Long story short, Americans, especially Orlando, you have to have a better infrastructure in terms of having events in the stadium, because a lot of people lost a lot of money because of bad infrastructure. Learn from southern countries. Very simple. You have a stadium, you have to find a way, right, to cut everything so people can work their way and not give access to everybody. That was mayhem. It was craziness. And you know what it was craziness? Because it showed human nature. And I told Luke, I'm like, imagine all of this was for pure survival, not for watching a soccer game. And imagine people had weapons, knives, guns. What would happen? That's all I have to say about that event. But I was just ranting about that because people are like, these guys aren't Argentine, and then you got all the bots listening to it and regurgitating. Yeah, bro. It's all good, though. Lessons. Thoughts on coconut water? Fantastic. Fantastic. Hydrating. Thoughts on drop shipping? Fantastic, guys. Like, yeah, drop shipping works. Drop shipping works. I know people right now have been talking with someone. They started like 4 or 5 months ago. In the last 2 months, they're making like 50K profit. Like, not gross, like net from TikTok, organic. But they're getting hit with all the policies and everything, but they're figuring their way around it, and they're doing pretty good. But I mean, like, for the amount of hours they're spending, they're making like a yearly salary in a month. So totally worth it. So there's things, and then there's people that don't know what they're doing. Yeah. But all I have to say is you got to get going, guys. Just choose what you want to do, and then go for it. Who's older? I'm older. Dry fasting, normal fasting. Ideally, always normal fasting, water first. Once you become acclimated to fasting with water, then you progressive overload to dry fasting. That's just my opinion, because people died from dry fast, from going one end of the spectrum to the other really fast. Do you know Ecom Legend? Sounds familiar. Favorite anime? I don't have one. How to reset digestive issues? Magnesium flush. I would do a magnesium flush. But don't do it if you have a healthy gut microbiome. Nate, what's your favorite part of your week? I don't have one, to be honest. Are you spiritual? What do you believe in? Are you spiritual, bro? Are you religious? Are you spiritual, bro? How much you stretch, bro? Comedy, guys. I don't even know who you are, bro. Why don't you grow out your beard? I mean, I had a beard yesterday or like this morning and I shaved it. Why do you shave your beard, bro? Are you gay, bro? My question to you is, are you dumb, bro? Just ask smart questions. And take action. And use your brain. Common good sense, discipline, camaraderie, and perhaps, maybe perhaps you'll get somewhere. It's just comedy at the end of the day. What do you shave it with? I don't know. It's usually soap. Like I do coconut milk soap or like raw milk soap. Something that's very like moisturizing. I usually go down. I don't try to shave up because I don't want to get ingrown hairs. And I usually do it if I want to get like sun or something and I've just had the scruff for a while. Do you fap? Do you even fap, bro? Do you even fap, bro? Anon, what is going on? Guys, these questions are so bad. You a monk or Christian? How do you identify? I'm definitely not a monk. Monk mode is kind of botted. Are you genuinely happy? I think it comes and goes. I definitely don't feel like I used to feel back in the day, like when I went through my whole like depression. But a lot of it was correlated with food, everything. Like there's so much. And if you read the first scroll, you'll get an idea of it. But no, it comes and goes. But I think at the end of the day, everything's not dictated by happiness, right? Like you still have to have a perspective. You still have to show up. You still have to have discipline. And then happiness comes and goes. But happiness does seem to be more precious. And you tend to enjoy it more or be more present in the moment when you go through hard periods, right? How do you heal from hard days? That's a long one. How many katanas do you have? I have a lot of katanas. I collect swords. Are the answers to all these good questions in Anime Shreds? There's a lot of great questions in Anime Shreds. There's a lot of things going on in Anime Shreds. Good sir. Are tattoos toxic? They're not ideal. What's a good replacement for lotion? Essential oils, base oils. Really depends on your skin. Coconut oil, almond oil. You can do things like butter, shea butter sometimes. You can do... I'm not very fond of doing the tallow. Like I've tried it. I do it occasionally, but I don't... I just feel like too sticky sometimes. I feel like I'm cooking out in the sun. Anime Shreds is worth it. I mean, you can pay $22 or you can pay $3,000 for this coaching call. And I'll change your life. I'll get you shredded, bro. I'll get you the best abs, bro. Gerard Butler approves, bro. But not if you fat, bro. Guys, the idea here is not to listen to the common crowd. Not to be persuaded by Anon accounts. Try to develop a sense of personality. Try to develop a sense of camaraderie. And try to learn and see, like, in what area do you want to develop. Because the truth is, life is hard. The truth is, once you get momentum and discipline, and you start seeing yourself progress, and people, like, correlate happiness as, like, not a possibility. But if you reduce the levels of inflammation in your brain, in your gut, you get rid of leaky gut, right? All that inflammation causes what we label as diseases like ADD, ADHD, bipolarism. Like there's a lot of studies showing when they go on a gluten-free diet, people that have schizophrenia, bipolarism, reduction, hence perhaps something to do with chronic inflammation. Now you ask yourself, I'm not the smartest person, but what happens as things compound. They get worse and worse and worse and worse. If somebody's always compounding with things that are going to constantly inflame them, and they're asking how can they break bad habits and how can they become happy, you have to address like the baseline inflammation and how that's causing everything and how that's the root issue. That being said, I am going to answer a few questions. So if you guys want to ask questions, I'm going to do a few more minutes of Q&A and then I'm going to bounce because I actually have to do several stuff. But it's been a while and I want to do the honors. Let's see, we have Telestai Creations. Let's get the last part. I think maybe accepted.
Hey Nate, how are you?
Caught him midway.
Yeah.
You got the main.
How are you?
Sir.
Yeah. Can you see me?
I can see you.
Yeah. So I was wondering, how do you bulk if you are in a fasted state? So I fast once in a week, and I do intermittent fasting every single day. So is it good if you want to bulk there?
So we have to actually analyze it. So when do you break your fast? What do you usually eat? Are you a creature of habit, or do you tend to switch up your routine, switch up what you eat? So tell me all of that, what you usually train, what your splits are throughout the week, and then I can give you like a better answer in my opinion.
Okay, so I was a professional athlete. I was a soccer player. So I used to do athletic training, push, pull legs as per the team trainings and all. And later I got this brain infection. After that, I stopped playing soccer professionally. And right now I'm maintaining that thing only. But I want to involve more into biohacking and all to get better results from my health. And yes, so I am habitual. When I break my fast, I try to drink spinach juice along with raw eggs and all. Yeah,
Okay. So you said you do with spinach juice? Okay.
yeah. I add ginger,
So can I
spinach,
tell you something?
honey,
Just do
salt.
research on spinach and oxalates.
Mm-hmm.
Write it down. Like just do spinach oxalates, and that's
Wait.
what you're putting in your system. The first thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I would maybe switch it up, like really
Okay.
fast. Like do something else. What I would
Mm-hmm.
do would be if I'm in a hot environment, cold
Mm-hmm.
food. If I'm in a cold environment, hot food. I would never
Okay.
eat at the same time. I always switch the time windows of when I eat. Now, I don't do this
Mm-hmm.
on a daily basis all the time. Sometimes I do. But I'll go through 3 or 4 days where I break my fast at 12. Then a few days where I break my fast at 4. Today I fasted the whole day. I just had some mango pieces, right? For the
Mm-hmm.
body not to adapt. The idea
Yeah.
still remains that you have to become metabolically flexible. You can only become
Mm-hmm.
metabolically flexible if you cut the problem. But we have to ask ourselves what the problem is. And we all know that it's carbohydrates. And not that intrinsically good carbs are bad. That's funny, good carbs. Well, healthy carbs, quote unquote. It's
Mm-hmm.
the ones that we get addicted to that are not the healthiest, and then eating it every single day through small increments throughout the day over long periods of time. That's the problem, right? Because you are basically, it's almost like Pavlov's test, right, with the dogs, like ringing the bell, right? And the dogs
Mm-hmm.
come for the food. You do carbohydrate, spike, glucose, spike, glucose, boom. And your body's like, bro, give me this sugar, give me this. And you don't see it, but I
Yeah.
can see it, or a third person can see it, but you can't see it. So the idea is to reduce that. So the first thing I tell people is go from hyperpalatable foods to healthy foods and stick to your carbs, and then start reducing it, right? And then the idea is
Yeah.
tap into healthier fats, healthier food. I would start tapping into like body weight, band training. But that would be my suggestion. And I would kind of avoid the spinach. And then the eggs, it's a good idea if the eggs are healthy. If they're not, you might want to cook them or not eat them.
I try to eat free range eggs because I'm considering more about health right now.
Say that one more time. Eggs,
So
what?
I eat free range eggs.
I think that's fine. I think
Yeah.
you're fine. Um, there's different ways you can cook the eggs. Scrambled, you can do wonton, you can do baked, poached, super easy.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
idea is getting
Try
fast.
to
What?
I try to involve different kind of eggs. Like early in the morning, like whenever I break the fast, I drink raw egg. After that, I cook a little bit half cooked egg, and I try to consume it 4 to 5.
Let's keep going with the routine. So we started with spinach and eggs. I would cut the spinach, do the eggs.
Mhm.
Then what?
Food. Then I try to eat at 1. 1 is my breakfast, but I don't consider breakfast because it's still propaganda. So it's brunch, and then 3 hours I walk and all. I do a little bit of exercises. I study and all. Then I try to eat my lunch. Like I have chicken, rice, and broccolis. Then yeah, I break lunch is that. Then I go to gym. Then I consume another meal. I try to take protein shake, but I don't think so. You would like protein shakes and all.
Well, the
Is
issue
it good?
is the issue. So I don't bash protein powder. It's the
Mm-hmm.
quality of the protein powder, right? And then the usage and the dependency on the protein powder to hit your macros because you're not doing
Mm-hmm.
diligence with the food. I don't mind it. I think occasionally using it, it's fine. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. You can add it to your vitality bowls, to your smoothies. The problem becomes when you don't have a good budget and you're doing the cheap stuff because you want to hit your macros, bro, so you can get big muscles, bro. And then they start getting all the acne and all the flare up and been there,
Exactly. Yeah.
right? So it's like kind of like choose what you want to do and be smart about it. Like doing big muscles, but like wreck everything,
I don't
or you want to be
want big muscles, but I want to have strength and power that I can.
strength and power. Train
Yeah.
with bands, train
Yeah.
plyometrics, train with your body weight, train lightweight, and then start doing progressive overload. That'd be my opinion. And then once your shoulders are healthy, your ligaments, your joints are healthy, you can start training like pyramid, reverse pyramid, rest pause training, hybrid training. Yeah, but the idea is to always switch it up. In my
Yeah. It's so
opinion.
different kind of workouts and all. It
Yeah,
would be
and
good.
the idea for you would be high levels of fat, high levels of protein, and then
Mm-hmm.
go heavy in your training, bro. Like you have to train hard. You have to train hard.
Yeah, yeah, I do.
What I would try is look into that creatine HMB combination. That was definitely helpful for me, my transformation.
So creatine, what is it good? Like I started creatine cycles, but then I thought that it is reducing my performance instead of increasing it.
Well, it will.
So
It will, especially if you do bad creatine. Sometimes even if I do bad creatine, it gives you a headache or it gives you a stomach ache. So you have to be careful with the quality of the creatine. Make sure it doesn't have heavy metals. But that's with everything, right? Like people, do you smoke protein? It's everything, bro. Is it laced? Is it a big company? Do they do cross quality check? Like those are the things that you need to look into, and those are things of importance. But I can tell you in terms of cognition, in terms of memory, in terms of function, creatine is OP. And I'm telling you from personal experience because I've used it and I've got months
mhm.
without it, and then I've reintroduced it, and I've noticed a massive difference.
So
Process
creatine
of elimination,
quality.
and maybe it doesn't work for you, right? But like at least give it a
Yeah.
shot. Why not?
Yeah. So I should try again. But I took monohydrate creatine and it did not work for me. So
Then
yes, I stopped it.
then figure out what's going to work. But I
What's the natural way of creatine? I want to know what's the natural stuff that we can take instead of creatines.
yeah, I mean the best thing you can do is eat a lot of meat, bro. Eat a lot
Uh,
of meat, bro. But make sure you stuff a lot of pounds, bro. Get a lot of pounds, and make sure that you get bloated, dog. Very bloated because you gotta hit those macros, bro. Or
yeah.
you can be
Like,
the fastest state, put it in water, lemon. To each their own, right? To each
mhm.
their own. But in my opinion, it's been well researched. I've used it and I've noticed the performance.
Mm,
But the truth is, bad creatine, bad results. Bad whey protein, bad results.
mm.
In
And
everything.
one,
And then there's stuff that if it's bad, it can kill you if it's
yeah,
laced.
yeah.
So yeah.
Indeed.
How about
And one,
how about like, dude? The best thing I can tell you is the way of the builder, bro. That's the best thing I can tell you.
the best way, like, what
The
was
best
it?
way, bro. The best way is
The
the way
best
of the
way.
builder.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
understanding the foundation.
And
If
it
you
is
don't know, if you
also
don't
like
know, you don't
when
know.
you,
But if you do know, you do know.
yeah, and if you consume like lot of protein, it is bad for the next day because it bloats your stomach and all. And do you have anything about that? Like I feel
Yes.
that because when you consume lot of protein, like
What
it
what
is
what
bloated
pro
and you have
what
to.
so yes, and that's why you have to fast. And then it's understanding what proteins. Like you consuming a ribeye, right, with tons of potatoes and steaks or rice is completely
Mhm,
different than doing raw meat by itself, than doing broiled meat in like bone broth, right, where it's super tender. And then it's the
mhm,
the portion sizes, and then it's doing things where you eat your food and you go for your walk, right? So you aid in digestion. Not you eat your food, you all clunky, and then you go sit and get your work done. So I feel like
mhm,
it's not so much the protein. It's kind of like let's pull back the curtain and look at everything.
mhm. So I usually walk after eating as well, but still it bloats your stomach. I think it's because of the protein, or I think because I eat lots of meat, but I stopped like consuming a lot of meat, but my macros doesn't hit to the point.
Vitality bowls. Grab raw milk,
Mm.
grab raw kefir, raw milk, goat milk. It can be cow milk, and then you can add a scoop of healthy whey protein in there, hemp seeds,
Hmm.
pumpkin seeds, Brazil nuts. Right? You're talking anywhere
Yeah.
from 40 to 120 grams of protein. And sometimes I'll go off of meat, and especially if I'm in a tropical environment, I'll do fast juices and vitality bowls and smoothies, cacao. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah.
It's good. It's good to cycle, in my opinion. But all the
Yeah, and different.
dogmatic religious people are going to be like, "No, bro, this is the way."
Exactly. It does, it
But
does.
yeah,
And also,
nope,
what
those
about,
are just my opinions.
and I was thinking like to moving to Bali and all, is it good for us
So
wondering like is
I'm
Bali good for.
going to tell you, I watched YouTube
Mhm.
videos about Bali, and then I
Yeah,
went to Bali.
yeah.
Bali is great. The issue is, I feel like it's very overcrowded in like the popular cities. Like, so if you're going to have like a village,
Your voice is not clear. Mhm.
but if you're
Yeah.
kind of like trying to get around rush hour all the time, it's not what it used to be.
Mm.
Um, if you want to go up in the north or like east or where it's more chill, it's a great environment. It's tropical, healthy food, friendly people. Like it's cool, but just beware if you're going to go into the cities. It's very packed. But
Yeah,
it's definitely
like
cool.
I think it's good for nomads right now.
Where are you at right now?
I'm in Australia right now. It's good. Australia is really good. But
Go to Bali, bro.
the thing, yeah, you guys are coming to Australia, right? I heard like Luke was saying that he's going to come to
Well, I mean,
Australia.
maybe he is. I don't know.
You,
Not that I know of.
you should come. Like people over here is like
That's what
very
everybody
health
says,
conscious.
bro. Come here, bro. Seriously. Maybe sometime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But I'm gonna get somebody else, hit a few more Q&A, and then I'm gonna bounce because I
Sure,
do have
sure,
to
sure, sure.
do a few things.
Thanks,
But
thanks, man.
hopefully that was
Thanks.
helpful, man.
Yeah, yeah, it was really helpful.
Yeah,
Thank you, thank you.
man.
See you.
See you, bro. Mm, I may honestly cut it because I'm honestly kind of tired, and I have to hit my moon cycle. That being said, Biohacking Chronicles coming out, Project X coming out, and um, well, we'll see how things play out. Stay tuned.